Rolling. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Catch the Sky podcast. We are saying goodbye to 2020. It's our final episode of the year. We're so excited to have you. Tonight, we're saying goodbye to 2020 in a positive way. We're looking forward to 2021, expectations for us, the show, and future topics, and the lessons we've learned from 2020 is how we're going to end tonight. As always, it's Saif and Sweet T in the building. T, how are you?
I am feeling a lot better now that we are hosting our first episode of 2021. Because that means we will no longer be in this fucked up year.
A lot of people were not fans of 2020. A lot of people angry out there about 2020.
Yeah, life definitely threw me a curveball and then a slider and then a sinker. And then it just beamed one off of my nuts just for the hell of it.
So, at least you're wearing a helmet.
but
or a cup.
There were a lot of positive experiences, and I have nothing but high hopes for what 2021 is going to bring.
Yeah, my friend Flo Colombo said it best. If you don't come out of 2020 with a new skill, your side hustle started, and more knowledge, you never lack time, you lack discipline. And we got a little side hustle going here. We got this podcast. I thought that was a positive thing of 2020. And I definitely got kicked in the nuts a few times, but this has been fantastic. I've been loving this engagement with you and our 25 audience members.
All right, we're growing. We're growing. We love you. Yeah, doing this podcast was definitely one of the highlights of 2020, as well as going on that road trip with Frank and then coming back to see you again.
We had a lot of fun. I was thinking about the traveling and that trip still. I was thinking maybe a future podcast idea, an episode exclusively on Blanding, Utah, just so we can talk about that burger stand and those onion rings and that milkshake and that camping spot.
What was it, a Subway I almost had us go into?
Yeah. I stopped you from going corporate. This is the year. 2020 is the year of supporting small businesses. At least I hope. Otherwise, there will be nothing but Subway chains. And
smaller is bigger.
And Domino's.
Smaller is bigger. Don't let those ladies tell you anything else, fellas.
6 inches and growing. Just find if you shave, it makes it look bigger. But yes. Got a puppy in 2020, as did you. Our pandemic puppy episode probably needs to be revisited, I'm thinking. The shenanigans, the hijinks keep growing.
Yep. Fucking Frank. I love him to death.
Yeah, I think the keys to being a good father, listen up, fathers out there, as long as you just love them unconditionally, I think they'll be fine. So that's my motto for my daughter, Saki, my boxer pit or whatever the hell she is. I don't know, but she snores like a buffalo and eats up mats like no other when she's in her crate. And, been visiting Pratt's Pets a lot, getting a lot of doggy beds. And now I've just resorted to using pillows at this point, and she's just destroying them all. We'll have to post those photos on our Instagram.
That's right. If anybody wants to share pictures of their puppy or any of their other pets, you may do so on our Instagram or Facebook page by searching for Catch the Sky Podcast. You may interact with us on Twitter at CTS Terry. Be sure to share anything that you like and hit that subscribe button.
So, Steve, what about some other positive things for you in 2020?
Well, I met some women that I'm never going to be able to forget, right?
Yeah. They are immortalized on the Catch the Sky podcast.
That's right. We have the woman of Colorado and the woman of Moab. And although I will probably never talk to the one again and very rarely talk to the other, I am going to look back on my memories of them fondly and look forward to any future engagements or friendships that I make in 2021.
Yeah, 2021 has me excited as well, looking forward to a lot of great things, particularly a Biden presidency. That can't come fast enough. I'm excited to see what 4 years of this will do, but it's possible we also end 2020 on a high note. I don't know if I'm going to get $600 or $2,000, at which point from our federal government, socialism is alive and well, apparently. And Andrew Yang's idea finally did gain traction. So thank you, 2020, for that. And we're looking forward to the 2021 Biden years.
I'm going to enjoy a return to normalcy in politics. Hopefully. Hopefully.
No, but we'll talk about that.
Right. Is there anything normal in politics these days? But
yeah, hypocrisy. Oof. I'm going to shut up now. Sorry. Go ahead.
I'll just be looking forward to not having to put up with this anymore. I was never this interested in politics until the past 4 years. It was like when you just see something and you know it's wrong. You're just like, why is everybody why don't you see what's going on here? And everybody's just like, what? And you feel like you feel like you're insane that there's people that think this is normal. So I'm going to enjoy seizing my time back that I was wasting on fucking politics for the past 4 years. Not that I'm not going to stay engaged, but I can take a step back and fucking relax a little bit now, hopefully.
Yeah, if you were not outraged, you were not paying attention. It's a bumper sticker that I recall from the Bush years, which is what awoke me. But I do remember that as soon as Obama got in, I felt, as someone who identifies and leans more left, that we maybe put our feet up on the table and took some time off and be like, go ahead and handle it. And those first 2 years for Obama were rough. And I think we forget how rough those first 2 years were as far as even getting control of the Senate. Yeah. So yes, I'm also not going to stop paying attention. Of course, I'm a political junkie. And in 2020, I actually won the political junkie button from Ken Rudin's Political Junkie on NPR. Big fan of that show. Couldn't believe I won.
Shout out.
I mean, yeah, for sure. Like I 2020 was all right. And again, I think I'm really excited, and I've made some resolutions for myself. I think we always make resolutions for the New Year's, and New Year's is always just such a bust as a holiday. I always find as a kid it was great because I got to stay up past midnight and it was normal, and I could eat food and drink soda and scream and yell and make noise. But now I just want to go to bed. Like, I'm not even interested. It's supposed to be one of those holidays where you're supposed to get lucky and have this magical kiss, but that's never come to fruition. So I'm kind of just when it comes to New Year's, and same with resolutions. Like, why make a goal?
Well, you do
you
do have your dog. She'll give you kisses. And as far
I just
as
found out she's terrified of fireworks. I'm not sure anymore.
Oh yeah, that sucks. That's gonna make like all the holidays there awful for her.
I think I cut you off from a thought.
Oh, yeah. I was just going to say you could make your resolution to meet more loose women.
So
that's an easy one, right?
We'll definitely need another Love Files episode in February. And I really do have to stop encouraging potential partners to listen to this podcast because apparently I'm just revealing way too much information and they are not happy. Like, I could never date a guy like this who's so open about relationships. Just an FYI, ladies, I will never use your name. I'll give you loving nicknames.
Well, the other thing that bothers me is why do they not want a man that's open about their relationship? We're not talking about open relationships. We can get into that in a different podcast. We're just talking about being open and talking about things.
Talking about our feelings, just being, and actually, here's the thing though, like I have to hold back because I still think there's an element to this podcast that is, there's a doxing element to it. We live in a culture where we're repressed and people can be punished for saying the wrong thing. Which I think we really need a political correctness episode in 2021.
Oh, yeah. Put it on the books.
I'm going to write that down. I'm going to put it on the books.
I'm pointing at our intern right now. Put it on the books.
2021, we will have interns. I've already hired several friends to help get this party started with some merch. We caught the swamp. You know who you are. We need someone to make lattes. You know who you are. David Copperfield can wait. We are more important. But I just have this knack for saying the wrong thing. And I had this really great date at the end of February. And a really great friend of mine, actually love this man to death. He's looking forward to the Baby Yoda episode, by the way. Just if we ever do a full-on Mandalorian, he's going to be first in line. But his girl, wonderful girl, she hooked me up with her friend, and I just revealed too much. I just, and that's, I think there's a part of me that's like, maybe 2021 is the year that I hold back, or maybe I just go all in. This is who I am. I'm going to reveal more about myself and who I am, and you're going to have to be okay with that.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to have a lead foot on this one. There is no holding back. We are gonna fucking put that sucker to the floor. Oh my god, I cannot wait. Some of my personal goals, I told you before that I'd started doing P90X again. I've got to be honest with you, I fell off the last week or two, so I'm going to get back on that. I got through the first 4 or 5 weeks, I think. So I'm just going to go back a week, kind of get myself revved up, and then resume where I was with that. I was actually liking my progress. When you see me, you're going to think I'm a different person.
Just out of curiosity, when you do exercise and you get on the floor, does Frank or the cats just come barreling in and like get all up in your business?
Oh, yeah. Frank goes in the crate. Frank's no longer allowed out while I exercise. And yes, the cats do try and fuck with me. They like to seize the opportunity because the dog is in the crate. So they think that means it's free time for them. So they just come over and fuck with me. And it's wonderful.
While the cat is away, the mouse will play. That is the adage there.
Well, in this situation, it's when the dog's away, the cats will play.
I'm always on the fitness tip too. I think New Year's is always a chance to reevaluate your physical goals. And I had hip surgery in 2020, and I'm proud to say that we used to live in a country that would not cover you and would deny you even though you had health insurance. And then thanks to Obamacare, that changed. And so my insurance company was forced to cover the full cost of my surgery. So thank you, President Obama, for ensuring that you held these ruthless, brutal insurance companies accountable, because it needed to happen. And I'm glad that happened. So I am resuming physical therapy, and I'm hoping to get back up to speed with the goal of returning to the Grand Canyon in March, as I've done every single year for a number of years. In fact, I'm recalling the 2020 trip when everything was normal, and we went in on a Tuesday, and apparently that Tuesday I turned my phone off. That is when sports began to cancel. The NCAA March Madness tournament got canceled. Schools canceled. By the time we came out, toilet paper was gone. People were making runs at the stores. And apparently the hoax of a virus was a real thing, even though the CIA knew about it in November of 2019. And the president was well aware of that in that December, January timeframe, but yet it was still a hoax.
You guys just went in with no cell phone service and came back out to like the fucking apocalypse.
Yeah. And every person that I would pass by, I would say, do you have any news from the outside world? And they would give us updates. And it was like, what? Tom Hanks? Oh, Jesus. What about Wilson?
You know, saying Tom Hanks makes me think of celebrities that we lost in 2020. Tom Hanks is still alive and well, by the way. I just wanted
we are recording this 1 week in advance.
Jesus Christ. But oh my God, please don't die, Tom Hanks. If Tom Hanks died before, oh my God, that would, all right. So
the man made me wish I was big. He's a national treasure.
Yes. And just mentioning his name is what made me think of celebrities and famous people that we lost in 2020. Not just due to the coronavirus. A lot of these people just died of natural causes. But, I mean, fucking Regis Philbin?
Regis.
I really didn't listen to any of his talk shows or anything like that. I have a particular affinity for his work on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
Ooh.
I loved that show as a kid. That was like my Jeopardy. I learned so much trivia from that show. But speaking of Jeopardy, we fucking lost Alex Trebek too.
Yeah. Who is Alex Trebek?
Jesus Christ. And then Sean Connery as well.
I had sex with your mother last night.
Yeah, oh my God, yeah. The one meme that I liked from that whole fucking debacle was when your rival beats you up to heaven. And it says like, suck a dick, Trebek, or something like that.
Yeah.
Just to be clear, we have the utmost respect for both of them. This is just the Saturday Night Live skit that spawned several memes based on their fictional relationship that appeared on that show.
One of Will Ferrell's greater characters.
Rest in peace, Sean Connery and Alex Trebek.
Well said, T. Very moving stuff.
How about you?
I think from an acting standpoint, the one that hit me the hardest was Tiny Zeus Lister. I loved wrestling. And I also love Friday.
Yes.
Friday's one of my all-time favorite movies. And his character, Deebo, inspired the name for... I mean, I had dogs as a kid, but I didn't have like relationships with those animals. So Deebo was the first dog that I loved. It was actually my sister's dog, and she named him Deebo. And I almost named Saki Smokey just to make up for the Chris Tucker part. But Saki's a much better fit. I couldn't name a female dog Smokey. It just doesn't...
Yeah.
She is a brindle. I don't. Yeah, it just doesn't. So yes, Tiny Zeus, and then kind of a random celebrity that was Laverne and Shirley was a program that I used to watch. Like, and during the summer, you're just watching sweeps episodes and whatever's on it. 9:30, 10 Taxi, and it was just random stuff on television. But David Lander, who played Squiggy. Wiggy, 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 wiggy. So I think just kind of like, that was like a spin-off of Happy Days, and those two guys, Lenny and Squiggy, were hilarious. And Jerry Stiller also from an acting point of view, I think his work on Seinfeld as George Costanza's father is just legendary stuff. Yeah.
I will let our viewers know that this recording is taking place on Festivus. So, R.I.P. Mr. Stiller.
Is that even a real thing?
A donation in your name has been made to the Human Fund. The fucking Human Fund. Oh, my God. What's he say? I got a lot of problems with you people, and you're gonna hear about them.
It's like, why would I start a new show when I could just go back and watch stuff like that? Like, why? Just go watch Seinfeld. It's not like it's gotten old.
I love Seinfeld.
Yeah, I love Seinfeld too. Curb Your Enthusiasm's not too bad either. So there was also some people that we lost in the world of politics. And I was talking about the Bush years earlier. And my great awakening when I got woke, I started to learn about some of these people. So some of those people have political ties. Two of them that died this year were Donald Kendall. He was the CEO of Pepsi Company, and he helped coordinate with Richard Nixon to inspire a U.S.-led revolution in the country of Chile, where they ousted the democratically elected president, Allende, if I'm not mistaken, and installed a General Pinochet. I used to call him Pinochet, but that was wrong. So I had to make sure I get that right. But ultimately led to thousands of deaths. All of this solely because Donald Kendall wanted to sell Pepsi in Chile. And often American foreign intervention is at the result or is seeking the result and the desire to install neoliberal capitalist agendas and sell products. And so Donald Kendall was one of those people that I read about that I was like, holy shit, this man's an evil man. And so that was part of my woke. And then Summer Redstone was another person. And this person not maybe nearly as controversial, but equally a media monopolist of Viacom and CBS. And so someone who has had great control on entertainment and what we've consumed also passed away this year. So, not to mention our favorite Herman Cain and Godfather's Pizza, which I enjoyed as a kid and then in my time in Myrtle Beach. And of course, someone who doesn't give a shit about Ooze Becky Stan.
Yeah, staying in the realm of politics, we lost RBG. So RIP to RBG. And we mentioned Van Halen's passing on the episode a while back.
I remember my cousin freaking out when you guys were both here. And I remember he had a conniption fit.
Yeah, we also lost Gail Sayers. So anybody that's seen Brian's song. He was...
You would.
It's a fantastic film.
It is considered one of the greatest sports movies of all. Yes.
We need to we need to revisit our top 5.
I'm not putting Brian's song in there.
All right, fine. But also speaking of movies, Joel Schumacher died. He's the director of Lost Boys, St. Elmo's Fire, and most notoriously, Batman and Robin. Ooh. So, rest easy, buddy. And also staying in the realm of movies, we lost David Prowse. That name ring a bell with you?
Go on. Oh.
Yeah, the guy that was actually inside the suit in the original trilogy passed away. I think Sebastian Shaw, the guy that originally played Anakin in Return of the Jedi. So when he takes his helmet off and then when they see him as a Force ghost at the very end, I think he's already passed away, if I'm not mistaken. If not, my apologies, Sebastian. We love you. Apparently George Lucas does not love you because they just fucking superimposed Hayden Christensen's face over him whenever they did their fucking most recent round of fucking digital remastering. They just fucking copied and pasted him. What's worse is they fucking left Sebastian Shaw's body. They just copied and pasted the face. That's fucked up.
Travis.
But luckily, we still have the voice of Darth Vader, Mr. James Earl Jones. Ooh. Before we move on, there's one other one.
Hold on. You said, what was the name of the guy? Sebastian Shaw?
Yeah.
He died in 1994.
Well, that would explain why I don't remember it. I was only fucking 4 years old.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
He was British. He was British too.
Jesus Christ. Well,
no, he died in 94.
Yeah.
Fuck that one up. I'm sorry to the Shaw family.
May he rest in peace. Fucking Christ. I was going to say, we also lost Conchata Ferrell. So if you're on your fucking Google machine, you might as well look her up. Conchata
Is that
Ferrell.
a Star Wars related character?
No. She's a Mr. Deeds related character.
Because you missed Jeremy Bulloch, who played Boba Fett in the original Star Wars. He died on December 17th. He just died.
This year?
He was 75. Yeah. We lost Boba Fett.
Fuck? We lost Boba. How is this not news? How was nobody making news about it? I did not see this anywhere.
We were getting $600 checks.
And the Mandalorian season finale overshadowed the fucking death of the original Mandalorian?
I agree.
What the fuck is that?
Especially with the Mandalorian coming out with new episodes. Yeah, it's out of control.
This is fucking, oh my God. What a fucking travesty. R.I.P. Jeremy Bulloch. For fuck's sake.
I don't, because the guy who played Boba Fett, I know they're doing a new Boba Fett Star Wars series, but he's not technically the Mandalorian, even though the Mandalorian is a bounty
now
hunter.
this is where everybody starts getting into a big fucking debate. At this point, I feel like being a Mandalorian, it's like a creed, almost like a cult. Because the Mandalorian, Din Djarin, played by Pedro Pascal, he wasn't born a Mandalorian. He was found by the Mandalorians, hence being a foundling.
Right. Yes.
And when foundlings have children, don't they, by theory of transitivity, become Mandalorians themselves?
I don't know what the genetic sequence is exactly.
Or is it just a religion that they can step out on and just be done with? I feel like if you're born into it, though, it's like a citizenship.
We're trying to take that away here, isn't they?
Like when you're born a Mandalorian, you get a helmet and everything, and then it's your choice right. If you don't want it anymore.
Give us your tired, you're poor.
Have you been keeping up on the Mandalorian?
I have been, and there is an episode where some like spiders, and they're on a frozen planet.
Is that where you're at?
Spiders try to kill them. That's where I'm at. That's
okay, all right, catch up.
I think I have a few more to go.
You got
right?
5 or 6 more.
Right.
So we can't talk Baby Yoda until you get caught up. So. I fucking love Baby Yoda. I don't give a fuck that his name is Grogu. He will forever be Baby Yoda.
Yeah, that's what a terrible. What they gave him a a Slavic name. I don't think our podcast has reached Eastern Europe, but we are on iHeartRadio. So
soon to be on Amazon Music and Pandora.
I used to love Pandora.
We're worldwide, baby.
Good job, by the way. We're pretty much on any possible platform. And this is like a digital diary for how the world was in 2020 and other things to look forward to in 2021, other things that we want to do, content that we want to share with you that I'm excited about. So we've talked about political correctness. I think we've talked about doing another thing on aliens. Dick Francisco is going to be back to talk about cults at some point. We've talked about a need for a conversation surrounding death. Women's voices, I still think is an option. But I got something huge, T, and I want to share this with our listeners as a preview.
I got something huge for you too, buddy. It's right here.
I used to say that to all my roommates when I did the Disney internship. I was like, I got your
I got your big deal right here.
I got it right here. Everything was right here. Every time. But no, I think I don't think our listeners, people who've don't know us, they wouldn't know, who we are and what we're trying to accomplish. Like people ask us, what is this podcast even about? And I just think there's an informative way to have a discussion, but we don't have to be yelling at each other. And I'm always seeing talking heads on television, even in sports, like Pardon the Interruption, or any of these shows, just like two guys, just you're left, you're right, you're red, you're blue. Let's yell at each other. Let's disagree with each other. I think one of my friends actually was like, you two should disagree sometime. They wanted us to purposely disagree.
Well, how are we going to do that?
As a way to... we get along so splendidly.
You know what?
What do you want to argue about? I don't like.
They should just fill the fucking sink with dishes and then just leave us in the room together.
Well, let me check my sink. Make sure there's nothing in it.
Oh my god!
But I would say there's a national public radio element to this. That I think that you can be informed and entertained at the same time. And I think there's important things that we need to talk about.
We're trying.
So the big thing, is I was able to interview a whistleblower recently. And this person is on trial in their country. Won't share too much information, but this person is risking all they can for the safety, the public health and safety of those around in their community. And I think when people ask what this show is, this is about making change in your community. And it's bigger than Pennsylvania and Arizona. We're in a global community and we can all impact change positively. And I think that's what it's all about. And I think that's what we're striving for here on Catch the Sky.
Yeah, that's going to be...
The sky is vast.
Yeah, that's going to be big.
I'm excited.
Yeah, I am too. I'm looking forward to this. We're all just humans in this together. It's unfortunate that we're divided up into all these little fucking sectors and creeds and whatever else now, but we all just need to realize that we're fucking just species like anything else just living on this fucking planet.
It kind of begs the question, like with 2021, and you reevaluate what's important in 2020. This is to get into the lessons that we've really learned. Like, I know that my family and my close friends are people who I want to keep. And sometimes I'll look through my Facebook feed or my social media feeds and I was like, does this matter? And I gave up fantasy football in 2020.
Don't remind me.
I couldn't be happier. This weekend is the championship weekend. But I'm just getting rid of things that don't matter. And I'm like, do we need certain people in our lives? And I hate to go through, because some of my closest friends are actually very diehard Republicans. And just because I think different politically, I don't want to toss them aside. And so I don't like the idea of just removing people in my life just because they disagree with me. But there are certain people in my life who aren't necessary. Like they're not benefiting. They're not trying to help achieve any goals. Why do we even keep them around? Do we need certain people?
Yeah, I can relate to that It's unfortunate. It sucks too, especially if it's somebody that you've known for a long time and that you've dedicated a lot of time to and have good memories with. It's really shitty when those things go sour and end on a bad note. But sometimes you just realize that if they're not being the wind in your sails, then you have to be your own wind in the sails, right?
Yeah.
So
there's a lot of wind out there. Especially the shit that you're blowing.
That's right. But it's nice when you can have relationships that just, even if they fade and end on positive notes, or you just have good memories of them. Like I said, I haven't talked to the woman in Moab recently, but I only think of her fondly. There's nothing to be sour about. But I look at some of these other situations and relationships that I'm in, and maybe I'm dedicating too much time to somebody that just doesn't really give a fuck about me. The people that value me in their life will make time for me and have made time for me and will engage with me when they want to. So it's nice that we talk at least on a weekly basis.
They're fun conversations.
Right.
But we're building something here. We're creating a space, because I don't know I listen to a lot of podcasts, and obviously there's a monopoly. Like, we can't compete with Michelle Obama and Joe Rogan.
Yeah, we're getting our ass kicked
We just
out there.
can't.
Fucking share this shit, people. Share. Your friends, your family.
Hey.
Just fucking put it on your wall, your feed, your story, whatever. Let them see it. Let them see it.
Just getting my family to like it on social media is such an arduous task. I just never knew how inept they were technologically. And they won't even listen to it. I don't think, it's fine.
It's not for everybody.
It isn't. I think my sister shared with me that she listened to an episode. She ended up listening to the Love Files, and she was like, it was really offensive. And
well, then listen to the Pandemic Puppies episode. We've got a variety of content here.
I've offended so many people my entire life I've been offending people. This is nothing new. I've always said
I'm in the same boat. That's why I got fired from my job supposedly in 2020, and that's why I don't really talk to some of the people that I do anymore. Apparently it's just my mouth, and you know what? Just gives me more time to focus on myself and focus on the people that do make time for me.
Yes. And I'm glad our listeners out there are making time for us, and we do appreciate and value each and every one of you. I know many of you personally, and I do appreciate the love and support you're providing by hanging in here for, more than 40 minutes, 30 minutes. Who knows how long this episode's going to be.
Don't worry, I won't edit it too much.
No, there was only a few things there. Other things that I'm excited about, T, before we get out of here. The great distraction that is professional sports. January 2021 promises playoff football for both Arizona and Cleveland. I hope you're excited. What? I hope you're excited.
Repeat that.
January 2021 promises playoff football for both Cleveland and Arizona.
Say what? Maybe one more time. Just so it can sink into. It doesn't even feel real.
Yeah, because when was the last time Arizona and Cleveland were both in the playoffs?
I don't know. I can tell you the last time that the Cleveland was in the playoffs, and it was a fucking nightmare. I got PTSD thinking about it right now.
Steelers are falling apart.
Don't say that too loud. You might hurt the egos of some fragile Steelers fans out there.
That's right.
Watch out, motherfuckers.
412. What up? And actually, I do appreciate a few people in the 412, because if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be here right now talking and exchanging. I don't think people even realize our origin story.
No.
But it'll be in the comic book that we're going to release. And we got some merch coming for 2021. I'm excited.
Yeah.
T-shirts, hats.
It all starts with a comic book, then it spawns into a movie. And
origin story.
There we go.
And
if we're lucky, we can get a Netflix series. They just hand those out like fucking candy.
Like our friend Melissa Rain Lively.
Wait, she's getting a Netflix series?
Well, according to one of her fake Twitter accounts. The woman is a genius, honestly. I don't know how she does it.
It's easy. You just rack up a bunch of followers and then just destroy shit.
Yeah, we need to go to a Target and just fuck it up, and that's how we'll get notoriety.
I was in one today, and I was half tempted to just like go kick over something.
Just go live.
Put the Catch the Sky podcast on the map. Oh, God. Well, anything else that you wanted to hit on?
It's a bit innocuous, but for the love of God, don't blow up your neighborhood this New Year's and future holidays because the animals are terrified. They're just absolutely frightened. I learned the hard way this week.
Well, New Year's
when I found out that
was New Year's was last night, so it's just going to be all future holidays in 2021.
Yeah.
But what were you saying you learned last night?
Saki was fine. We obviously live in the hood here in Arizona, and there's bangs and shots all the time. Mm-hmm. She's never been phased. And I took her to a friend's Christmas party this past weekend, and he let off some fireworks. I'm pretty sure it was him, that bastard. You know who you are. Actually, he doesn't even know how to listen to a podcast. But his children subscribe. I got him to subscribe.
Well, all right, so tell your father.
Yeah, I'm working. When I got tested for COVID, I'm negative. I'm going to spend Christmas with the family, New Year's, everything. So I'll hook that up. But regardless, the bangs and the booms and then the lights and the dog just freaked and said, I want to go inside a house now.
I don't blame her.
And I was, I really feel if I wasn't one of the causes, I don't understand fireworks. They make zero sense to me. You're ultimately supporting the Chinese economy. Everybody pretends President Trump went on national television to bitch about the stimulus or the $2,000 check thing and then cursed China in the same fucking speech. What the fuck? But yes, that's what we learned in 2020, that my dog is afraid of fireworks. But yeah, the fireworks thing does not make any sense to me. People who pretend to hate China as a growing giant, I hope everybody knows that when you buy fireworks, you're supporting the nation of China, and they get rich off of the amount of fireworks we consume. Yet all these Americans, red-blooded Americans, people claiming that China is the enemy and they gave us the Wuhan virus, right?
I just like the little tanks.
Into some of this.
You know the little tank fireworks that I'm talking about? You light off the end and it shoots forward a little bit, and then the three separate pieces on the front blow up after it stops. They're like little cardboard things, and they're like...
Is that a screaming Mimi?
No. They're little tanks, man. I don't know what they're called. There's the little tanks. If any of our listeners know what the fuck the little tanks are called, they could fucking tell us at CTS Terry on Twitter or by searching for the Catch the Sky podcast on Instagram and Facebook.
I think the firework you're referring to is a whistling bunghole. No, maybe it's a spleen splitter. Or it could be a whisker biscuit. Honky lighters, Husker do's, Husker don'ts, cherry bombs, Nipsey daisers, with or without scooter stick.
But I only like snakes.
One single whistling kitty chaser.
And sparklers.
No, fireworks are fun. I enjoy them thoroughly. I sometimes I don't understand. I do understand why it's so fun to blow stuff up and shoot guns. Like I've done all that, so it makes sense. But to know that it tortures animals, and I know we love animals in this culture. Why is that? And so the argument back is animals don't pay rent, and so they have no say in the matter.
You're sounding more like a dog dad. You liked blowing stuff
I've
up.
been a dog dad for a long.
You like shooting stuff off. Now you're a dog dad.
Once she was terrified, and I just saw the fear in her. I was just like, oh, this is awful. Now I have to
Protect your baby.
hold and yeah, it's personal at that point.
Mm-hmm.
I won't affect your child. Who fucking pandemic puppy.
All right, man. Well, I look forward to what we get into next week. To all of our listeners out there, thank you for tuning in. As I said, you can find us on basically every platform and Facebook and Instagram by searching for the Catch the Sky podcast. And you can interact with us on Twitter at CTS Terry. Safe until next week.
Happy New Year, my friend.
Happy New Year. Goodbye 2020. And keep trying to catch the sky.